Patient engagement is what enables the right study design for the right patient population. Unfortunately, many sponsors fall short on this critical element. More importantly, many sponsors don't know how to create trial designs that are more patient-centric or even offer adequate clinical research options to underserved populations. As an industry, we are called, and perhaps now more than ever, to embrace these challenges and connect early on with communities so that we can design trials with patients and not just for them. Joining me are some of our patient engagement experts. We will be discussing critical updates and perspectives that you can apply directly to your protocol design. Let's get right to the fundamentals. What is patient engagement and why is it so important?
Over the past few years, the FDA has focused on ensuring the needs and perspectives of patients are integrated into product development. While the definition and exact details of patient engagement may differ for every sponsor depending on their study design and patient needs, the key is building trust between patients and their families and caregivers and healthcare providers. By including patients in the development process, sponsors are able to collect and use data to design patient-driven clinical study endpoints and better reflect the patient experience with the disease and the potential benefit of a sponsored product. The benefits of increased patient engagement have led to instances of improved patient outcomes, faster recruitment, and even reduced time from first patient in to product launch. We recommend that sponsors work with patients and patient advocacy groups to ensure engagement strategies are appropriate for their patient populations, with the ultimate goal of keeping the patient at the forefront throughout product development.
So what might patient engagement look like for our clients?
Building patient trust is crucial. Tufts research found that investing $100,000 in early patient engagement could significantly reduce protocol amendments, streamline enrollment, accelerate recruitment, improve retention, and result in over a 500-fold return on investment. In working with our clients to create effective patients as partner strategies, it has become evident that there is no one-size-fits-all approach. But a few examples of what techniques can be include involving patients early on in the process by soliciting input on study feasibility and specific study design elements such as inclusion/exclusion criteria, outcome measures, study procedures, wearable technologies, and retention strategies. Also providing study information to patients in an accessible way through visual aids and/or multimedia format throughout the entire life cycle of the trial, so as not to overwhelm the patient with information overload. And continually asking for feedback as the study progresses and quickly addressing the feedback. Also, providing an opportunity for patient-led support and advocacy groups to share their knowledge and feedback about trial design and experiences as peer advocates or as public testimony at regulatory meetings.
So what are some important considerations for patient engagement throughout the entire development life cycle?
Thanks for asking, Robin. I think the most important consideration is the patient. From the very beginning in the development stage of a product, the sponsor needs to understand the patient's journey, profile, and limitations. For example, how does this patient receive care? What are the demographics for this indication? Are they ambulatory or non-ambulatory? Do they need caregivers? All of these questions, along with other details, outline the potential needs of the patient and will help sponsors develop a more patient-centric study. In order to understand their journey, sponsors have to begin to engage patients early in the process to build trust and form long-lasting partnerships. During the recruitment phase, it's important that the protocol doesn't inhibit the participation of the patient. Again, this is why knowing your patient's profile is so important. Embedding certain patient-centric aspects into your trial, such as patient stipends, virtual health visits, and eliminating protocol visits and assessments that don't align with patients' needs reinforces the sponsor's commitment to putting the patient first.
That's right, Rashida. Once patients are enrolled, then retention is critical, and that brings us to the last phase. Sponsors must consider how to keep their patients engaged, feeling appreciated, and informed. Patients want to know the study outcomes, so sponsors must assess how the study results should be provided to participants at closeout. These considerations are key steps in the right direction to building trust and valuable ongoing relationships.
As we talk about the different stages of patient engagement, these considerations are integral in the creation of the Diversity Action Plan. With the enactment of the Food and Drug Omnibus Reform Act, or FDORA, diversity action plans are now required by sponsors of most drug and medical device clinical studies 180 days after the FDA finalizes their guidance on the topic. Let's take a closer look at this.
Yeah, that's right. For this new legislation, the Diversity Action Plan guidance focuses specifically on racial and ethnic demographic characteristics of study populations. This guidance recognizes the broader issues regarding health disparities and health inequities and the differential experiences these populations have with the social determinants of health, such as access to healthcare, food, employment, and housing. It's taken a while for our industry to arrive at this point, but now that we're here, it is critical to be proactive and intentional by including patients throughout the product development process.
So what should be included in the Diversity Action Plan, and when should it be submitted to the FDA?
So last year, the FDA issued a draft guidance in April 2022 for sponsors developing their diversity action plans. In this guidance, sponsors are asked to include an overview of the disease or condition, description of the development program, inclusive but not limited to how the trial may address inclusion of underrepresented minority and ethnic populations, goals for enrollment, strategic operational plans for enrollment, including site feasibility, community engagement, and study design optimization. Although the guidance and Omnibus Reform Act require these plans by the end of phase 2, I encourage sponsors to begin to outline their patient engagement, site feasibility, and operational strategies early in their development process. By doing so, the sponsor can create partnerships within their target communities and develop relationships with patients.
By interacting with patients to ensure that study populations are supported to participate, some of the burden is lifted for these patients, and the studies reflect real-world disease demographics. In addition, sponsors are doing their part to create patient-driven endpoints that will benefit real-world populations.